So starting with the chapter of reliability. So once we have the control limits and everything, we want to figure out how much reliable our products are manufactured. So reliability is the probability of a product performing its intended function for a stated period of time under specified conditions. Okay. So reliability is the measure of the quality of the product over some length of time, and it is useful to select some parameters of warranty policies. So the life cycle of any product is given by this curve, and it is said as bar-top curve for any product. So initially there is some debugging phase of the product in which the product is designed. Then there is a working phase which is also called as the chance failure phase, and this is a very long curve. And then at the end there is wear out phase when it is going to fail. So there are some parameters here also, which is mean time to failure, failure rate, which can be described per month, per hour, per year, something like that. And failure rate is represented by lambda, and mean time to failure is represented by MTTF. So reliability analysis is done mostly using useful life area, and we ignore these two small curves. So the probability distribution which models the failure rate follows the exponential distribution. So the probability distribution function small f of t is lambda e epsilon raised to minus lambda t, where t is some positive value of time. So this represents a failure exactly at some time t. So this reduces the probability of failure reduces exponentially. But then what is important is not at times at some specific time, but rather we want till what time it should work. So we need a cumulative function which is capital F of t, which runs for 0 to some capital time t. So the function capital F of t is 1 minus e raised to minus lambda t. So we can say that if bearing will fail after 10,000 hours of operation or something like that using this function, and whatever our manufacturing capabilities were. And we should remember that this is a point, some point over the graph. So since it is a continuous curve, exponential curve, whatever, the point under the curve will be, the area under that point will be 0, because it is a very large continuous curve. So the reliability is R of t is equal to 1 minus f of t is equal to epsilon minus lambda t. And this reliability says the probability to survive till some time t. So 1 by lambda is equal to mean time to failure. So the failure rate is 1 by mean time to failure. So the mean time to failure is also said as the mean life or the average life. And some useful terms for solving questions are, if it says last at least a time, then my probability should be x greater than a. If it fails within a time, then probability should be x less than equal to a. And if it says last between a and b time, then the probability is represented by this. There is another term also which is availability. So it is the ratio of operation time divided by the operating time plus downtime. Downtime represents the repair time, and the parameter which represents repair time will be mean time to repair. So the availability is mean time to failure upon mean time to failure plus mean time to repair, or the repair rate upon repair rate plus failure rate. So mu is the repair rate. So somewhere in our industries reliability cannot be increased. So at that point the industries try to increase their availabilities. Okay, next we'll study about the systems combined reliability. So the systems combined reliability is mentioned by this. So there are individual components can have very high reliability, but when total aggregate of components are working simultaneously, then reliability can increase or can decrease, depends on how our system is configured. So if they are in series, then the reliabilities are multiplied. So if there are 4 components of reliability A, B, C and D respectively, the system reliability will be A into B into C into D, which will be obviously less than each of A, B, C and D. So it can reduce it very much. So if each of the component has a reliability of 0.999 and there are 500 components in our system, the system reliability decreases to 0.66 or 0.606, whatever. But you can see that the amount of decrease if the components increase. So if there are 200 components, our reliability would have been around 0.8. So the actual average life will be some mean, but the stated average life on product will be much lesser than the calculated average. So there are some buffers provided. So as the number of component increase, the system reliability decrease, as we have seen earlier for a series system. So then when we want to improve the system reliability, we either reduce the number of components which are in series, or we reconfigure our system to have system components in parallel. So we'll see that in components in parallel system, the reliability can increase. So in this case, when the systems were in series, components were in series, the system's manufacturing reliability was given by this, and the mean time to failure will be given by 1 by n lambda. N represents the number of components. So here we can see the mean time to failure will decrease. So the more failures can occur, more frequent failures will occur. And when the system with components are in parallel, so this can work as a strategy to increase our reliability. So there are A, B, C 3 components in parallel. So here the failure rates are multiplied, because when the whole system has to fail, A has to fail, B also has to fail and C also has to fail. So all 3 has to be failed simultaneously. So in that case, failures are multiplied. Here the reliability was multiplied. Once we have figured out the failure rate of our system, we can figure out the reliability of the system by this formula, that is 1 minus Fs. And the mean time to failure in a system with parallel components in parallel will be 1 by lambda, 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus till 1 by n. N represents the number of components in parallel. So the function can be done only by A. So here A, B, C does the same job. So if A is there, B and C are not required. So if A fails, B will work, and if B fails, C can work. So there are 3 components which can do the same job. There is one more method to increase reliability, which is by putting backup components, and that is called as standby system. So if we have we have a working component and we have one standby equipment which does the same job, then it is said as one component and one standby component, and the formula is given by this. And if we have n standby units, so in total n plus 1 components are there, then the system reliability will be given by this, e raised to minus lambda t into bracket 1 plus lambda t plus. So these are components of exponential function, Taylor's expansion, lambda t square by 2 factorial till whatever. And the mean time to failure in standby system will be n plus 1 by lambda. N represents the number of standby components. And hence the reliability of standby system will be greater than reliability of parallel system, and hence the average life will also be more, failure rate will be less, and mean time to failure will be more of standby system. So you can compare the numbers by taking some representative numbers for standby and similar for parallel and compare them.